audio and everybody all are ready to. Also, make sure as while you're streaming, start your stream, sure to mute your.
Alrighty, give me a second here. My stream is live. Whoever's echoing is really bad. Alright.
It's like midnight's on his. He like looks at Connor.
So which
Midnight's on
drivers?
his.
Everybody not streaming, unmute or
Alrighty, I think I've got all the drivers muted.
I don't get, just send me an info.
Swish invited me to a party. What the frig, Swish?
There. Finally. Alright, everybody's stream is ready.
Starting what? Oh, I thought it started at 8. My bad. I really did. My bad. I thought you were starting everything at 8. Alright. Here comes.
Alrighty. Welcome everyone to the 2020 Winston Cup Championship Race of Season 2. We'd like to join you all. This has been a great season so far. I've really enjoyed being around these drivers, and it's been a fun time here. And I'm joined by multiple commentators today. Alec, Arkham Boss, Fam, Libert, Midnight Peak, and So Saxy. We're going to be the ones here to help and commentate this race for you all, and hopefully it can be a good one to watch. So we'll start off here with our pre-race for the invocation and the prayer for today's race. So if everyone would please bow your heads and pray with us. Dear Lord, we are here with you today to celebrate this prosperous and astonishing season of racing. We've seen the differences in this league from last season to this season, and we owe all the progress of this league to you. We want to thank you, Lord, for allowing us to do what we enjoy and helping all of us try to reach our goals. We ask, Lord, that you help all the drivers today as they take on their final race of the season. We ask that you help keep them calm and determined, Lord, and that you help lead them to a clean and easy finish. Lord, we ask you to help continue the growth of this league and help this league become the best it can. Lastly, Lord, we ask that you watch over everyone here and that you give them your guidance and protection in these uncertain times in our world. We ask that you give them the strength and help in their personal lives to overcome anything and everything, Lord. And with that being said, Lord, we give our thanks to you for allowing us to do what we love in all your glory. Through you we believe. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Alrighty, and now, if you wouldn't mind, we're going to have our national anthem played. Oh, Lord.
Which nation is
We're
that?
having some difficulties here, boys. Alrighty. Thank you, Mr. Slide Job, for playing that. So, next up, we're going to be starting our qualifying whenever the lobby gets set up. So,
Driver
thank you all for
intros.
staying and viewing that. So,
Driver
here,
intros.
before we get to there, we're going to be starting our driver intros of the Championship 4 drivers while they're setting up for the qualifying before the race at Indianapolis. So, let's get that started.
All right. So our first driver tonight, he comes all the way from Dayton, Tennessee. He's got 23 Cup starts, 13 top fives, 16 top tens, 5 poles, 9 stage wins, and an average finish of 6.35. He's your winner at Kentucky, Atlanta, Auto Club, Texas, Darlington, and Michigan. He is your mile-and-a-half champion. His name, Team Swish, driver of the number 34 Ford. And we have an ad. Apologize.
Calling my phone 3 o'clock in the morning, my shit be right here. What you trying to get swerved? Asking all them questions, why you pressing with aggression? I ain't just saying playing on my downfall, hoping that I flop you ain't gonna stop.
I don't know. Some fucking song I found on YouTube. I searched hot song.
Girl, I'm with you, show some confidence. How you leave a king just to find a prince? How you push the whip and it ain't got the tense? The engine in my car turn the demon to a rocket ship. That is cool, but you know.
All right.
Indy got 5'9".
It said all the way from Dayton, Tennessee.
Our next driver
5'10" at least.
from a little bit east of that, from Boone, North Carolina.
I gotta hear this guy's
18
intro
Cup
song.
starts, 9 top fives, 15 top tens, 1 pole, 4 stage wins, and an average finish of 5.44. He's your winner at Homestead, Dover, Talladega, and ISM. Our newest member of all of the Cup drivers in the Final Four, Sparkly Marker 4.
Sunshine beating on the good times, moonlight racing from the grave. String band playing more at honky tonks, pretty young thing going dancing in the rain. I hear a lady spitting at the Nicky Jacks, businessman with a needle and a spoon. Coyote shimmer.
All right. Our next driver. Sorry about that. Our next driver comes all the way from Moody, Alabama, in 24 Cup starts, 17 top fives, 21 top tens, 5 poles, 5 stage wins, and an average finish of 4.75. He's your winner at Sonoma, Watkins Glen, Charlotte, and the Roval. He's your road course master. His name is Jared L. Bestia, and he's driving the number 43 Chevy. All right. And our last driver, but certainly not least, He comes all the way a little bit up north, Pine Bush, New York, in 28 Cup starts, 19 top fives, 25 top tens, 4 poles, 13 stage wins, and a low average finish of 4.21. He's your winner at Pocono, Martinsville, Gateway, New Hampshire, and Chicagoland, and your all-star winner at Eldora. His name is Mr. Slide Job 1996, and he drives the number 88 Chevy. All right. Those are your final 4 drivers for the 2020 Cup Series Championship. Back to you, Connor.
Alrighty, if that right there don't get you pumped for a good race, I don't know what will. And as we're waiting for this setup here to get started here at Indianapolis, we're going to go over some track facts for us. This is going to be a 100% race. It's going to be a long one, going to last at least 3.5 hours, or close to it, a little over 3. So this is definitely going to test some of these drivers' endurance. And it's for sure going to be a long one, and we'll just see what plays out. And I'm going to get it over to Arkham Boss here for some of those track facts to shoot at you for the Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
Thank you, Connor. Yeah, the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, it's located in, well, Indianapolis. The main use of this track is the IndyCar series, but it's also known for NASCAR racing as well. It's a 2.5-mile oval. I believe, let's see here, my internet. It was constructed in 1909. Yeah. So we're looking at a very old racetrack. Some of its important races are the Indianapolis 500 and the Brickyard 400. So, you know, it definitely has some good history, and yeah, opened up on August 12th. What the?
10-4. Alrighty, like he said, it's opened up in August 12th, 1909. It's hosted many races, and at first, it was not actually made of the original brick that was made, or asphalt. It was made by layers of rock and sand and dirt. So that right there made it very interesting. And early on, there was many crashes that was involved on the first races of it. So that led to multiple casualties, I guess, as you would say, to the fans. So they've made multiple improvements over the years to that, and they eventually led to the brick layout of the track. And that was raced on for many, many years with the Indy cars and all different types of series. So after that, they eventually realized that asphalt was better and quicker. And if you go to the track today, it still has that 1-yard strip of brick laid out right at the start-finish line. So that right there is definitely a great part of history for that track. It holds over 200,000 people, permanent seating. So it's known as the largest sports venue in the world, as a capacity-wise. So that right there is very interesting for sure. It's a
definitely
huge place, beautiful too.
Definitely. So right now, if you're watching my stream, I am currently loading into the race because we are going to get a good look at your 4 championship drivers for an amazing picture. So stay tuned for that in a couple of seconds.
Yes, sir. Alrighties, we're loading in here to watch the qualifying session for this race. The qualifying here is very, it's not really very complex, but it's very unique as the way that we do it here. It's kind of type of single car qualifying. So these drivers will go full speed right here at the beginning of the race, circling around. They'll pace 1 lap, and then they'll park in the access road in 1 and 2. And so and then the race leader here, he will he will park them there, and he will send them out 1 by 1, and he'll send out a certain amount of cars at a time, and they will get 1 qualifying lap, and right there will determine their starting position.
Sidewise.
It's just kind of pretty much like a single car qualifying, but they spread them out and just keep them apart so that way they can't get drafted. And it's just a very type of unique qualifying for sure.
But yeah, definitely. And I think actually before they do that, Belly, they're gonna get the 4 championship drivers, or maybe not. I don't know. They said they were gonna do that earlier.
I don't know, they probably changed up some plans now. There's been a lot of plans changed today. So we actually kind of apologize if the commentary's a little bit off because we haven't fully got what we needed, the information.
Yeah, I'm getting reports. The pictures are going to be at the end.
Okay. Breaking news: pictures will be at the end of the qualifying session, I was told.
So watch around here while these drivers are taking their commentating. I was going to say, okay, as they're taking their qualifying lap, and Arkham, you can go ahead there. Sorry, I cut you off.
Yeah, we got a couple of cars on the track right now. We got Marco Man in the 41. We got Sludge up here in the 88 Nationwide Chevy. He's one of your championship drivers tonight. Probably arguably one of the most picked to win. You got Sparkling Marker here in the number 32 Chevy, South Point Chevy. He's another championship driver. You also got Team Swish here. He is in the Ryko Ford, number 34 Ryko Ford, I believe. He's another championship driver. And then finally, for your championship drivers, rounding it up, you got Jared Bestia here in the number 43 Capital One Banking Chevy. So it's definitely interesting to see how these guys qualified today. You know, even though they probably are most counting on the race instead of qualifying.
Yep, for sure, definitely. I mean, track position does mean a lot at this, and a lot here, but you know, these championship drivers, they're not worried about the beginning of the race, even the middle of the race as much. They're worried about that final stage, after that stage 2, green, white, checkered flags. They're worried about making sure they stay on point that part, and they stay up front and have some good pit strategies here. Alrighty. Now the final 4 drivers, they're going to roll up to the start-finish line here, and they're going to get side by side here, and they're going to get together here so we can put it on stream and see everybody, and they're going to take some pictures of the championship drivers side by side here at this track, and that's definitely going to be a good sight to see, and hopefully we can keep that.
And it shows the tremendous work that these drivers put on each and every day to get up to this point. I mean, these 4 drivers that we're going to be taking pictures and stuff like that, these are your drivers that earned it this year. Here we go.
Yep. sure.
There we go. There it is. Your 4 championship drivers for tonight's race.
Four laps.
Alrighty, here we go. They're going to stop at the line. And you're going to be able to get an incredible look. Beautiful. The 43 is a little bit off the start-finish line. There we go. That's a beautiful picture right there. You got your 4 championship drivers. Man, I tell you what. One of these drivers are going to walk away with the trophy. And it's going to be an amazing race tonight, Connor.
Most definitely, for sure.
Alrighty, we got it.
Alrighty, you can see, as I just want to notice, put in place a key difference here. There's 3 Chevrolets in this championship. So, I mean, that's definitely going to be outnumbered. So you think that's going to put a little bit more pressure, you know, just as a manufacturer-wise on Team Swiss there in the 34 Ford car, to maybe outdo these other Chevrolets?
It's definitely gonna have a lot more
I
pressure.
think it can put a little bit of pressure on there, you know, knowing that you're the only certain type of manufacturer. But at the same time, I also think that, you know, some of these drivers are not really worried about what manufacturer they are, because, you know, in this game there's really no difference between manufacturers. I mean, you can argue and agree and disagree on this, but, you know, I think really it's just whoever has the best driving skills is going to come out with this championship trophy. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree for sure. You know, and definitely, I feel like it's definitely going to come down to, you know, just determination, a will to win, and I guess just, you know, just strategy. Who is going to, because like I said, it's going to be a long race. This race is going to test the dirt. Whoever can stay in that car the longest and keep their focus is most definitely going to have the best chance here.
Yeah, and another point to bring up is that 32 car and the 88 car are actually teammates. How much do you think they're going to help each other tonight, or since they're battling for the championship, they're just going to say, forget team, like, this is all me?
I don't know. We'll let Fam answer that one. What does he think about that question?
What's that?
What do you think about the question Midnight Peak just asked? Is where Sparkly Marker and Slide Job as teammates here, how much do you think that's going to affect their racing together? You know, they're going to try and help each other, or they're just going to be just complete opponents out there on the track, just trying to fend for themselves?
I mean, when it comes down to racing, usually when you have teammates, I think usually they start working together early on, but once it gets down the stretch, it starts becoming more of a, you know, I'm going to get in front of you because I'm going to get the win. It's not really about teammates working together anymore when you get in the end line of the race, which is probably going to be about the 20-30 lap mark is where I'm going to think that they're going to start to battle to outdo each other.
Well, my question to you, Fam, now is, you know, since you mentioned that, you know, with them being teammates, do you think maybe we'll see a little bit of the same pit strategy between the two since they've been teammates all year?
He got us.
Cut out there. For the similar pitch strategy, I'd say that they might do somewhat of a similar, at least till the halfway point. Then I think they might start thinking on how they might try to outdo each other at the halfway point.
Yep, most definitely. Alrighty, so we're going to ask here our co-commentators here for that's showing each driver and really focusing on the championship drivers here. I want to go down the list here, and I'm going to ask them, what do they think,
Hey guys, I'll be
and
right
how do they
back. I gotta
think
go
that it's
grab
been
food down the road.
for these drivers on their way to this championship race? So we're going to start out. We're going to start out with Saxy here. So your driver, Slide Job.
Your driver's license.
Yeah. Give me a second here. All right. So
Make sure all commentators exit out of the lobby. That way you don't load into the race.
Yep. Alrighty, but
access the road through 1 and 2 and entering, you can come off the track. Also, we're going to be doing cautions only for the first 2 stages, manuals for the third, number 2 cars until we contact.
All right, so sorry about that interruption there. I was having a little bit of a problem. I was, but
Now,
so
on that driver. If you're not the driver.
all right, so Saxy, you got us here.
Yes.
Alrighty, so I'm gonna go through all the drivers here and ask whoever is covering them what is their opinion and what do they think on how what it's take for their driver to make it here and what have they been through this season. So Saxy, I'm gonna start with you. What is your opinion on Slide Job's success this season, and how do you think that's going to affect how he performs in this championship race?
Well, I definitely think that he is definitely the top contender for this race, but I mean, it's going to be a good battle between everybody. But I mean, he's had a good car every race he's been in, I feel like, that at least I've seen. And he's the very dominant driver, and that's all I really know.
That's alrighty. That's all we need. Alrighty, so Libert, you got us here?
Yes, sir.
Alrighty, so same question to you. You know, what do you think, watching Marker this season, what do you think his success contributes here to how he's got to this championship race and his struggles throughout the early season and where he's really turned on right here at the playoffs?
That's it. If you look at his win, he's won a various amount of tracks. So he's definitely, I think, got the skill. And going back to the Xfinity race here at Indy, he finished second. So I definitely look forward to him being a strong competitor tonight. And definitely keep your eye on the 32 car.
Yep, for sure. Alrighty. Tell me when to join the race. Alrighty, and then Arkham, you know, it's going to go back, same question to you. What do you think it took for Jared to get here?
Well, tonight I'll be covering Jared El Bestia, and, due to his success winning at the road courses, you got Sonoma, I believe he won at the Roval, just in general, winning a road course and then coming to a track like Indianapolis, he may be able to roll through the corners a little bit smoother than these other drivers, so I think he definitely has a realistic shot at winning this whole thing.
Yeah, for sure. He's been on fire this season off and on, and I think if he can turn on one more race and be consistent, he can definitely pull something off here. So Alec, final driver, we're gonna go same to you. Just what has it took your driver Swish to really perform well and get here this season?
Well, I believe he was he is the lone Mustang in the Final Four, and he's had to come back from clutch situations to try and make it in. I believe last time they ran at Michigan, he was the one who won to make it into the Final Four.
Yes, sir.
He's going to have to play it smart, and he's played it smart most of the year, so this should be fun to watch, see how he does against the 3 Chevys.
For sure. All right, 10-4. Yeah, for sure. That's definitely true there, Alec. He's fought really hard this season, and he was definitely one of the most dominant drivers here at the beginning of the season. But he kind of fell off going through the season. But it seems like he started to pick back up now at the end, and he's definitely a lone contender tonight since he's the lone forward in the crowd. So we're gonna start joining up in the race here. We're going to get you all started on this race in Indianapolis. Who said that, Alec?
Thank you.
All right, do all of our commentators have an invite to the lobby?
Yep.
Yes.
Yes.
Alrighty.
So, Connor, up there in the booth, what do you think are going to be the keys to win to this race today, especially these 4 championship drivers?
Endurance, just being consistent. And now this race right here can come down if they have long enough green flag runs. It's definitely going to be able to come down to pit strategy. But now what do you think about that? I mean, I've done gave my points multiple times so far. What is your opinion on?
I think some strategies come into play to make sure that you're on the same strategy or a better strategy than all the other championship drivers and everything. It's really, like I said, endurance. Endurance is going to be a huge thing because you can't, mess up and get yourself back in the backpack on that last run. Otherwise, it's going to be a hard road back.
Hey, definitely for sure. And alrighty, the race has started. We have a green flag here as they're coming down through turn 2 at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. And it looks like Sly Job has took the early lead as Swish was in second. Looks like he's fell back now. He's shuffling to the back. Looks like he might have some problems. Figure out what that was. So
third right now, so we have Marker and Uzi side by side. Looks like Jared's going to push it too wide.
It looks like he's trying to get down there. And second, we have a second right here, kind of trailing behind Sly Job a little bit. We have a non-plow, Brody, in the 4th car. So I wonder if he's going to be one to maybe upset this field tonight. I don't know. There's multiple drivers. All these drivers here has definitely had speed, half speed. And, there could be an upset in the win tonight.
And we already got Jared Albistia passing one of our playoff drivers. He's right behind the 4 car.
Yep. Looks like somebody may have gotten the wall back there.
That was the 12 boots.
Looks like they're starting to mainly, single out here, single file. And other commentators, if you see anything during the race. Oh, yeah.
3 wide.
3 wide with the 4 and 32. Oh, Jesus, somebody's hit the wall. 43.
Jared finally got past all that mess, and now let's see if he can run down Slide Job. Slide Job got him with a nice gap at the front.
First on the wall.
So, other commentators, if you see any of your drivers, just anything in the race, feel free to just butt in, say whatever, anything you feel necessary for the drivers in the race here.
And I tell you what, the number 43 of Jared Albistia, he got through that mess, but he's got the 52 right on his tail as he's trying to chase down our leader, Slide Job. I believe we got a car around. I saw somebody in the back there. I'm not sure who it was.
Let's go back here. Let's try to find. It looks like the 4 of Brody got in the wall there. I don't think there's a caution out yet, though. And it looks like he has retired from the race. So that's unfortunate circumstances. He was running up front there early. Looked like he may have had a pretty decent car, but looks like he may have got a lot of damage right there, turning around, going in the wall. So that's unfortunately ended his race. But he's had a pretty good season so far, so it ain't too much to be upset about. But it definitely sucks to get in this championship race, even if you're not contending, and lose out pretty early.
So Connor, you being up in the booth and everything, what do you think that, especially the 43, he's got the 52 right on his tail actually right now as we're going into a turn. What is he going to have to do to catch up with our leader, Slide Job, that seems to be dominating so far?
Yeah, it's definitely, he's definitely a little bit behind. Slide Job's pulled away a good bit here. But, he's going to have to find out ways. Now that they're getting a little bit later to run, I say they may even out on speed. But he's going to have to find ways to maybe use that car behind him, the 52, to maybe push him up there if they can work together. But it looks like he's actually maybe closing up the gap a little bit with help.
Yeah, I think so too. I think the 52 car is being a little partner. He's a non-playoff driver, so maybe he wants to help some of these playoff drivers. As we see the 52 car pushing the 43 up the Slide Job.
Let's not forget that the 52 car had an amazing race at this track in the Xfinity Series, but unfortunately ended up getting dropped back late in the race. So he's definitely good at this track, and let's see if he can help left driver Jared get back up to the lead.
Oh yeah, most definitely. He led quite a few laps there at that race. He was even leading towards the end, but like you said, he got called in a late race incident that kind of hurt him there, and he could have probably won that race. You know, I think he's in the Xfinity Championship, so at Phoenix, and that'll be Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern.
And I think aren't you one of the playoff drivers in that race, Connor?
I am one of the championship drivers. That is correct, and I will have my own view of the race being streamed. So that'll definitely be a good one to look forward to. That's probably not my best track on the circuit, but I do think I can pull out a good car and hopefully get that championship there. But we're not worried about that tonight. We're worried about these Cup drivers.
Now, one interesting thing I would like to bring up to the two that are, you know, watching over this whole race, what happens if the race comes down to points instead of like, you know, the finishing order, as I believe the 52 is side by side with 43 now.
I don't. I mean, you know, it's most definitely gonna come. It's gonna come. If it comes down to that, it's gonna be really interesting, you know. But I don't know, because all these drivers are fast.
The stage
points aren't counted, but position, you know. If it comes down to that, that's gonna be really interesting. There's a lot of these drivers, you know, they don't want to just flat out just get it, not winning the race. They want to win this race. They want to be the one holding up the track trophy and the championship trophy. But if it comes down to it, I say it'll definitely add a lot more strategy to it, for sure. But yeah, we just gotta wait till we get there. We're just in the first stage. Anything can happen right now.
Yeah, for sure. Just about anything happen right now. It looks like Jared tried to get behind the 52 to see if he can maybe push him up to the front. They're just trying to do as much as he can to not let that gate drive away.
Yeah, but I think if he can stay in the draft there, that he might be able to stay. But I mean, there's plenty of laps left because this is a 100% race, you know. And these Cup Series races, most of the season they've been running 50, and this is the only race this year that they're running 100. And so this is definitely going to be. I've said it multiple times over, and I know I'm sounding like a broken record, but it's just going to be endurance, and it's just going to be a complete strategy game. If you stay up front and you stay near each other, if all the championship drivers stay near each other, it's just going to be. It's going to be a great battle to see for sure. We're going to go back through the field here and look at, you know, Uzi has passed the third place driver here, the second place championship driver right now. Jared 43. It looks like Jared is trying to find a way to get around it. We'll move back through the field. Looks like Slide Justin leads. Swish coming back here. I can't tell what place he's in. I think he's currently third in the championship run. Right behind, I'm talking, at the fourth in the race. And then he's right behind Jared. Actually, looks like they're catching. He's getting help from that car behind him. That 88, 10, or not the 88, my apologies, the 10. Not 10. Maybe, but he looks like he's starting to catch. So if them four drivers are there before the four-car pack, they can easily catch the leader of Slide Job. Let's go back. Sparkly Marker back here. He's kind of lost a little bit of track. It looks like he may have a little bit of damage. He got in the wall earlier, so that could be hurting him.
Yeah, I'm getting reports that he's a little tight right now.
That definitely plays a major role. What's going on with him? You know, a little bit of damage at this track. You don't want it because, I mean, you're going to be taking these corners. These corners are almost, they're flat, but where they're so wide, where these cars have so much grip, you can hold them almost wide open all the way around. So definitely getting damage, especially on the front end right there where he is. That's going to tighten that car up and really hurt your aerodynamics. It's going to make it a lot harder to navigate this track.
For sure. Looks like Swish and Jared are side by side for third down the first stretch.
Yeah, we got a battle Peyton up there. Oh no, I was wrong. That's the 41 Merkel man who was pushing. Tev is a little bit farther back from him. He's the one who's in front of Sparkly right now. So maybe those two can work together. He can help pull Sparkly up there to the front. And see what happens. Slide Job looks like he's lost a little bit of the gap, but he's still maintaining that lead so far. going into the race deeper. So it's definitely a strong car he's got at this track, and all these drivers have been putting in practice, but it looks like his is starting to pay off for right now. But it's early in the race, and we'll just see what happens as it goes on.
And right now in the slide job, would you think that you feel like comfortable with the gap behind you, or are you going to be pushing, trying to just make that gap even bigger? You know, or like stay in rhythm, or kind of loosen up a little bit while you can?
Well, early in the race like this, you know, these first two stages, the points and winning them really don't matter. But I'd say for sure he's looking at that gap, and even if he sees it just close up a little bit, he's seeing those three cars behind him, and two of them are championship drivers. And then he's seeing the 52 of Uzi, who was really strong in the Xfinity cars. That's definitely going to be a scary sight, because if those three can get together and get a little pack going and catch him, that's really going to hurt him. So I say he's pushing probably as hard as he can to make the gap pretty wide here in the early stages of the race.
Sure, it's definitely a long race here, but I mean, the longer you can relax or whatever, have that gap, it definitely feels a lot better as a driver.
Yeah, for sure.
Man, I tell you what, just watching my driver down here, man, the whole front pack has separated from the rest of the field. I mean, look at the gap.
Yeah, for sure. They've got together. But it looks, yeah, they've got together and definitely pulled away. And that's the effects of the draft at this track. That shows you really how strong it is. If you can get some, even just a two-car pack going, you know, and they can pull away, and they can run so much faster around this track than, you know, most people. Just the smallest amount of draft can help lap times and speed at this track tremendously. So that's definitely playing a huge factor. Looks like the 43 Jared has got separated a little bit from those other two.
Yeah, the other two, they're pushing hard, trying to catch slide. It looks like they've closed that gap significantly so far. I mean, we'll see if they continue to do so.
He's gotten along a bit. Allowed the 34 Swish to pass him. Swish is now up in second place. Just looking to take that lead, chase down the leader, 88 slide job.
If Swish can hang on here and give Swish a push, they might be able to get up there and catch slide job into his ring of dominance.
Oh yeah, for sure. So let's ask some of these commentators, you know, who's just focusing on my driver. Let's go on ahead and let's ask Liberty, you know, about Marker here, who's been sitting in the more back of the pack after getting a little bit of damage. Let's ask, how has Marker been performing so far? You know, how's his car look like it's been handling? You know, just how's his race been going that you've seen so far?
Right now I'm gonna report this car is tight, but I'm definitely seeing the tightness in it, and he's getting a little loose off of some corners, but I believe once he gets to pit road, get some adjustments in the car, and with Ford fresh Goodyears on there, he'll be making his way back to the front.
Yeah, for sure. And we're definitely looking forward to see how each of these drivers can play this race out.
The tires are definitely
So let's
very
go
important.
to Markham here with Jared watching. So he's fell back from the second, third place car, and they had a little 3-car pack going. But you know, how's he been doing so far in this race? How's he been handling?
Well, I mean, he had a great restart. You know, he got into a little bit of trouble early, got past that situation, and then ever since it just seems like his car has been falling off. So definitely pay attention to some pit road adjustments when it comes to pitting time.
Yeah, for sure. I say a lot of these drivers are gonna need some adjustments. They've got here, and you know, some of them's practiced. Some of them practiced in the draft. I mean, I've been watching. They've been not in the draft, so they're definitely going to try to adjust to how their car's handling right now. It looks like the 52 is trying to take. Looks like, oh, he got a little loose. Looks like he was trying to take the second place spot from the 34 Swish there. He lost a little bit, but now it looks like they're all. Looks like everybody's about separated now, just single file. So it's definitely pretty interesting. Let's ask. Let's go now. Let's ask Alec. You know, Swish. We've been watching him. You know, here in second place. But how do you feel he's been going on so far this race? And do you think he's going to be able to catch the 88 by the end of this stage?
Well, for 52 as one to work with him, they definitely could have got slided up pretty quick. But I'm not sure what happened on the start where Team Swish went to the back, but he did. Started up near the front, and it's been quite an impressive run through the field. I think that 34 Hot Rod is quite fast, so he'll be one to watch for this race. I'm not sure if he'll be able to catch Slide Job by himself. If he gets into his draft, he will. But everybody, you can see the front is separated, so it might be a little bit slow going now.
Man, I tell you what, I hate to interrupt everybody, but the 43 car of Jared has slowly crept his way up to the back of the 52 car, and it looks like he could pass him in a couple of laps or so.
Yeah, definitely. We're going to view that now. If he can get that draft, he could probably slingshot himself past him. Maybe slingshot himself and draft that 34. And I say if you even get these playoff drivers, if you can get those top 3 playoff drivers together here, you could definitely see some major speed trying to catch that 88, because I know that they may be racing against each other here, but they're going to try and work together just so they can put each other up front and have a clean race at the end. I feel like, but no, I mean tensions are high, so anything can happen here.
And 43 closing up fast behind the 52. Sorry for interrupting you. Oh, he looks like he's going to the side of him right here. Could he pass him coming off of this turn? Yes, he did. He passed him cleanly. Now he's in front of the 52.
Yep, that was a good pass there by the 43. So let's see if they can, see if the 52 might get his mind straight here a little bit. He might want to help that 43 if he realizes that he's faster than him.
That 43-52 draft that might be able to catch the 34 and then maybe even Slide Job. That's a long ways down the road. And they really got to get hooked up and going if they want that to happen.
Yeah, for sure. And it's definitely going to be interesting to watch, so we can see what happens here. Slide Job, we got a lap count.
So Alec, I got a question for you. Do you have a certain estimated lap that these guys are going to start coming into pit?
So fuel numbers, you can get about 40 laps out of the tank, which is almost the entire stage, but those tires will start to hurt after 20, 30 laps, so good driver going slow, you could probably stretch the tires the full distance of the tank, but I wouldn't be surprised if these guys pit relatively soon. Listening to the onboards, they're definitely throttling the cars around the corners. I'm watching Swish, he's starting to get loose.
Yeah, it looks like Swish.
That definitely played a big part. And, my bad, you go off.
I definitely think that Swish has been pushing his car a lot, trying to catch Slide Job in turn. He's burning tires off of it.
Yep, definitely. And you know, they're coming now to 29 laps to go. So they've run 30, not 30, they've run 21 laps this race so far. So, you know, this is, okay, and what's it,
43 heading down pit road. Jared is coming down pit road.
So that definitely may start a trend here of, you know, drivers starting to come back, especially these playoff drivers trying to stay with close conditions, trying to keep it on the same strategy. I say if one of them sees the other one going, that might happen, but especially the leader, you know, the 88 Slide Job, if they see him going, they'll probably definitely head down with him. But,
now my question is,
closed in the Slide Job because pit stops to be right around the corner.
My question is, you know, with Jared looking like he's the first car on pit road and the first playoff, not playoff, championship driver on first down pit road, do you think this is going to hurt him, or is this going to give him a slight advantage?
Depends on how long.
It can definitely give him an advantage, for sure, but it just depends. You know, you can go on ahead, Peyton, there and explain it if you want to.
I was just going to say that it depends on how long these other guys stay out for.
Team Swish is in the Slide Job draft. So
there we go. Swish is
Jared's just now coming
It's
back
like-
out of the pits. He's going to go a lap down.
Jared had a little bit of trouble on the access road.
Normally you don't go a lap down on Indianapolis.
If Jared stays in his lead,
Yeah, but where he may have
help him
failed.
launch.
Yeah, for sure. Now he's on fresher tires, so he should catch him in those first few corners while they're getting ready to go to the pits.
Switch saved it.
But yeah, he got a little loose there. Looks like Jared's gonna put him back in. But definitely for sure, where you usually don't go a lap down to this track pit, but you know where I guess it's just where he fell off a little bit. But he should when he comes back around, he'll unlap himself. And he's gaining on slide job right now. So he may even come up and take second place or even keep it third whenever they cycle back around. We'll see what happens.
And as soon as he comes off pit road, that's going to have.
So
Merkel, man.
Yep. So let's ask a commentator here. Fam, you know, you've been pretty quiet here, so we're going to have to ask you, what is your perspective of this race, man? What have you been thinking so far, as you've seen? What do you think's going? How has it been playing out so far, from your opinion?
From the looks of the race, from what I've been seeing on all the views, we got Slot who went out early and made a big gap. I'm assuming that he's probably getting near the end of his tires here. He's kind of wearing them down and getting the gap closed up now. As for Jared, he made that early pit stop. In my experience, usually the first guy in is the first guy in first place again, depending on the track and how everyone enters and when they enter. So it may pay off, it may not. We'll see if that gamble works. As for switching the back, I don't know what happened. Or not switch, I'm sorry. Sparkly marker. What happened to him, I'm unsure. Kind of a break, but hopefully at the end of the stage we can regroup and get his car fixed up and ready to go back up to stage 2.
I believe he was going to be pitting.
And you know, the 43 unlapped himself right there before the slide job went to the pits. And you know, Indy has one of the longest pit roads and out of all the tracks that these drivers go to. And Jared's right now, he's exiting turn 1. You know, do you think does anybody here think that he could get back around and may possibly take the lead from slide job?
It's going to be incredibly close.
It's going to be really close.
It's gonna be really close based on what Slide gets and if he gets full fuel or not, and if he ends up having a strategy on the tires to finish out the stage or not.
So Swish made it to pit road yet, or
Swish is still
He's
out.
holding up down the lead right now. He's losing time to Jared.
That's definitely interesting. Yeah. That's
Berkeley has
definitely
not
kind of
really
an
good.
interesting call.
I think
he's losing too much
Flash and go.
time staying out.
So
Is that possible?
let's see, slide job looks like he's just coming out now.
It's gonna be a race to the line. I think he's gonna get it. Ooh.
You know, he's gonna get maybe just barely. They're coming around.
Going to be a drag race on the backstretch.
Looks like Jared's gonna have the momentum. He's gonna get side and pass him, clear him.
Uzi's right there
That
with him.
shook things up. Yep.
Uzi passes Slide as
That's
well.
Short pitting work.
But remember,
That's
Slide's
definitely
got them new
should
tires,
be.
so it won't be too long before he's back on his bumper.
Yeah, for sure.
The Swish is still out on the track. I don't know what Swish is doing. I mean, he's losing a lot of time.
Team Swish is
all
staying
three
out
on
still.
So that's definitely an interesting strategy.
That's
Looks like we got some
Sparkly
other
marker.
So we got a non-playoff driver Boots coming down pit road. It looks like he's got a little bit of damage, I guess, from some earlier contact. See what happens there. And I'm surprised none of these other non-playoff drivers made it down pit road. Or at least not as many of them. And I'll tell you one big shocker too, Marker, where he got behind so far that time. After getting that damage, I'm surprised he kind of didn't, play along with Jared's strategy, maybe, and go down pit road. But he hasn't pit either, so I'm really wondering, just what's going on, what kind of strategy these drivers playing here. There's
Swish is
definitely
coming
a lot
down
of
pit
it.
road.
At the same time, Big Bill, you gotta remember, even though he's got damage, that's gonna take extra time on a green flag pit stops. That might not be something he's looking to do quite yet.
Yeah, for sure.
And Sparkly Marker stays out.
He stays down. So how many laps do you have to go do? I mean, because if it's only like 10, look at maybe his class should go over Swish here, you think? Like no tires and just get back out there.
Swish is good. Who does that put into the lead?
I believe Sparkly Marker is separate to the lead.
I think
it's Merkel and
he was.
Fisher.
Yep, I just got confirmation. Sparkly Marker is your leader.
Well, that definitely. Alrighty. So I guess it may have worked out for him.
So
that's something you kind of expect for the rough start in the beginning.
Yeah, for sure.
If you can't catch him on raw speed with the damage, maybe throw a little strategy and get yourself
Switch is now we've been turning one off the pits.
Yeah, so I say he's probably been making on caution. You know, and if caution comes out, that's going to keep him up there for sure. But eventually though, here soon, I'd say he's definitely going to go because I say his car is getting pretty rough to handle.
Swish got the
contact
and slide
88
dog.
through the grass.
It's gonna help Swish out.
It looked like the 52 of Uzi put him down through the grass. Uzi's playing real aggressive here, so so he's probably wanting to make up. I guess he's probably still a little mad on the Xfinity race here.
That was Jared.
Make up some. Jared put him in.
Yes, Jared.
I believe it was Jared.
Yes, it was Jared. For what will be the lead after pit cycles.
Looks like Uzi's tempted to pass Jared, and he does.
Uzi to lead.
Looks like they may got a little contact going in there.
I think it's like got some damage from that thing.
As much as I was unsure about Swish's strategy, it seems to have worked out for the most part.
He's right there in that lead pack.
Alrighty guys, I am back. Sorry for the connection issues. That was...
You're alright. Just glad to
threw
have
me
you
a
back.
curveball.
Well, Sparkly Marker still your leader as he comes down the back stretch.
Alright, so what did I miss?
I believe is the only driver that hasn't pitted yet.
Yeah, so it's definitely. I assume he's probably, trying to go with a strategy, maybe hoping to get a caution. But, it's definitely interesting to see how they're playing these different things out.
And as I looking behind him, I'm not seeing anyone fairly close to him at all. So
Swish underneath Jared for a second. Because once they pit,
So it looks like.
I'm hearing the closest car to him is in turn 2. So most likely coming down the back and right now.
Yeah, you got like a little pack right here. It looks like Uzi when he passed Jared.
He's pulling away.
He's pulling away. There's like a little 4-car pack.
I'm hearing low
behind
Uzi
him
is
there.
in second place.
Since Marker pits, these
Marker.
guys should take over.
Yeah.
So that's definitely shook things up a little bit. Uzi passing Jared for the lead here. So that's a non-playoff driver in the lead. And it looks like these playoff drivers here, the 88, the 43, the 34, and even throwing in Merkel Man, the 41, another non-playoff driver. They've made up a little pack, and they're trying to catch that soon-to-be leader of the 52 of Uzi.
Swish is running him down right now. He's close up at least a couple tenths that last
There's
lap.
something
He was
wrong
falling.
with the 43. He just
14's
came out
on
of the
full tires.
turn, he was going in the grass, he was doing everything.
I do believe Jared pulled first. But you're wearing those tires out.
I think his tires are about shot at this point.
So it looks like 52's starting to maintain that gap there between the 34.
Yep. Okay.
I do believe Switch has his draft though. He's just about there.
Also, Uzi's still on those old tires he put out when Jared did, so I wonder how long his tires been lasting.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, like you said, yeah, I can tell.
Yep, he's done the draft.
Got his draft. He's closed up. Yep, he's closed up that time. It looks like he may be going outside for the pass here on the back stretch. He's there. Looks like he's going to clear him right here.
Uzi didn't fight up
turn
too
3.
hard.
These non-playoff drivers, definitely want to try and show a little bit of respect. These championship drivers. But I know that they're still hungry for the win, especially the 52 right there, Uzi. You know, not getting his chance. Infinity.
Yeah, Uzi's being able to stay in that draft, looks like, so he's still holding on.
Yeah, for sure. And they could be contending right here for this stage win, which could add. You know, it's just, even though, like I said, to these playoff drivers, you know, it's not really important. The stage ain't but 90. It's still a stat. I mean, you got a stage win, that's an extra stat, a little bit more bragging rights.
You also could set you up to pull out front.
And just one more little thing to jab at the fellow opponents.
43 into the wall, going everywhere. His tires are completely shot at this point.
Yeah, that definitely not good to see for him.
Do we have a lap count?
So that means they got
anywhere
with the 36.
Jared is coming down pit road.
Alrighty. 43 getting towards him. His battery is starting to, and his car is starting to go out on him. That's not too good. That's going to take a while to change, and he'd probably go lap down and some more.
Yeah.
Because he could have only had about 10 laps.
Too many cars to lap down. They're coming to the stage, and he might get lucky enough to get that lucky dog.
Yeah, sure. And Marker might actually be competing for it, because as long as Marker stayed out, how much ground do you think he's lost?
Well, with the amount of time Marker stayed out, Marker is going to have probably an option of things he could do when he comes down pit road. He could go with 2 tires, or he could go with 4. It's going to be depending on how he's feeling with his car.
Yeah, for sure. Swish and Uzi just like pulled away from the slide job, and I think that's Merkel back there. They're trying to work together.
Jared out. Yep, he is 1 lap down.
Man, I tell you what, Jared, when he comes out of pit road, he scares me a little bit because he messes up coming out of the little road there, and he just goes everywhere, and it always scares me because I think he's going to spin out.
Alrighty, so that makes your official leader as of right now 34 forward of Team Swish.
32 hasn't pitted yet. 32 is the leader.
32 hasn't pitted, but he's going to have to pit sometime. So when whenever he does pit, that's going to cycle him up.
Yeah.
Yep.
The current race.
You know, he's still.
But Sparkly Marker stayed out another lap, so his car must not be handling too badly. Maybe
we know
good
how
for that strategy.
Jared left him.
Yeah, Jared.
I don't know. That's definitely interesting. You know, it's just an interesting strategy staying out this long. He stayed out. You know what? Close to almost 40 laps. So it's definitely surprising he's run that long here.
Yeah. He's getting close to
That's why I know Marker's not too happy with his car right now, so that's why you're seeing this strategy run here of him just trying to run it out as much as he can. So he's
for sure.
Definitely looking forward to that pit road. I just think he's trying to hold off for as long as possible.
Laps are winding down here. Looks like Swish is pulled away from Uzi. You know, everybody started to separate now. We've got a little pack going there with the lap down car. Jared, and in front of him is the 88 slide job, who is currently in 4th place.
Stands
behind us.
Yeah, well, I'm curious to see where Sparkmark will come out, because you have those fresh tires, but will be enough to make up all that time. Yeah, he's lost the leaders.
And I'm getting reports that 32's coming down pit road this time.
Alrighty, so we're going to see how that turns out for him as Team Swish is now coming down the backstretch. He's currently in 2nd place. So we're going to see where Marker shuffles out at. See what happens here.
Yeah, obviously we don't want this. They can get switched from that. That's right.
Pit stop switched made a couple adjustments to the car, and he really likes it now. So it's something to be feared of with the other drivers. He's rolling.
Yeah, he looks really strong right now too. So looks like he's pulled away from the rest of the field. He's just hauling her out there right now.
And he's officially
past the 30.
And as expected.
Now, one thing that I found interesting, I know Jared just passed Sledgejob now, a lap down, but it seemed like for a little while he was bump drafting with him. Was that just to get around him, or was he trying to test something on his car?
Midnight Peak, I'll let you answer that. Do we have it?
Do we have what?
I was going to let you answer that question that Arkham asked there.
I think he's trying to maybe see how he's if his car can actually push well later in the run, or maybe he's just trying to help Flash out, maybe hoping for a failure later off in the race. If he some friends early, hopefully not pay off that race situation.
It's too early in the race to make them. He's trying to make all the things.
You got something good, buddy?
Yeah, for sure.
I'm getting reports that Sparkly Marker has made some needed adjustments, so he's a lot happier with his car right now. So definitely at the end of this stage, look forward to him battling up there.
Definitely, and so we'll see here. How many laps we got left on the stage? Yep. Alrighty, so let's see here. Fam, let's ask you in Midnight Peak here. What's your two's opinions? Just pretty much, I guess, just give us a nice summary, of how this first stages went. I mean, obviously we've sit here and watched it, but what, from your two's perspective, what is your all's opinions on stage one so far?
I think it's been kind of a little bit of a test run to see who's faster, how the cars can run, and I think also they're testing out pitch strategies, seeing what they can do with their cars, and seeing how fast stuff wears out, how much fuel gets depleted. Looks like Mr. Sledgejob been running pretty dang strong today. Switch been all right. Sparkly, I hear that he's got new setup in his car that he's happy with, so maybe we'll see some things in the later stages here from him. Uzi, he's been kind of hanging around with the front runners there, I've been noticing. That's been pretty nice to see, although he's not in the championship race. And Jared, it looks like he was doing good, but that early pitch strategy ended up not paying off, as looks like he kind of got loose and something happened with his battery.
Yeah, for sure.
But I tell you what, it proves a good testament to his team, how quick they got that battery in his car again, and he's running smooth for the most part right now.
Yeah, for sure. That's definitely a huge part of this race here. Just how well these pit teams can, get their car cycle through the pits and back out on the track. And so that's definitely just a huge part of this race, and can definitely determine a winner here at this track. Midnight Peak, I asked you too, so what's your opinions here on the race so far?
I learned a lot about pit strategy and stuff. Like, I think we've learned so far with Jared, as we saw, don't pit too early, otherwise your tires are going to be gone and you can't fill your car. And also with the marker, don't pit too late, otherwise, like he's running the picture anymore. He's way back in the back because he pitted so late. You gotta find that middle ground where the car's going to be just right.
Yeah, definitely. But, some circumstances, though, you may have to pit late, you may have to pit early. Like Liberty was saying, he had Sparkly had damage from earlier incident in the race, and this is just the first stage too. But now later in this race, even in the next stage, you might want to kind of keep it to more to where you're staying with the other playoff drivers throughout the pits. But if like where he got damaged, you may be banking for a caution. It might be, you can stay out in the front if you do that. But it just varies really on how your team is playing out so far and how the race is going for you.
Speaking of cautions, Alec, what is the general caution summary here at Indianapolis?
It's really hard to say. After the Xfinity Series set a record for cautions, the Cup cars, as you can see, they get spread out, so we could go the first two stages caution-free, and then it really comes down to executing on pit road and having a fast car the whole time. So this will be interesting. I think we'll at least make it through half of stage 2 without a caution.
I believe the cautions will definitely come restarts. Those would be the things to watch, especially with the playoff.
They're coming to the end of the stage here, so
maybe take risk.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So definitely keep an eye on them restarts.
Yep. So it looks like we're coming to. I think we're coming to 5 to go here in the stage. Swish is coming across the line. So,
Switch to the black car in front of us.
Yep.
Think about real quick. And right now, Switch is switching boots. If Switch keeps boots flat down, that means that Jared will no longer have his free pass, which will be a huge thing. It will trap Jared lap down.
Yeah, that could definitely hurt him a lot there. And so we're coming to 4 to go here in the stage. The Swish is coming through turn 3, I believe. So now down into 4. This has definitely been a pretty interesting race to watch so far, with lots of strategies and different ways these drivers are playing with this race, with this track. So it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out again. So we'll see. But we're going to go back now, driver to driver at the end of this first stage, and we'll do it again at the end of the second stage, so on. So Saxy, how so far? Can you sum up? How has Slide Job's race been so far this first stage? What do you think he's done so far that's good? What do you think he could have improved on?
I definitely think he did good, especially at the beginning of the stage with the long lead that he had out until the pit strategy started coming in hand. And I think that kind of set him back compared to other drivers that may have had a better pit strategy. And I still have good faith in him that he's still got a good chance at this.
Yeah, definitely, for sure. And Liberty, same for you. What is that marker?
Despite the early damage and the early struggles with Sparkley, he didn't have quite the car he was hoping for at the start. I believe he's got what he's looking for now, so I definitely believe him he'll be up there for the end of this.
Yeah, for sure. He's showed speed and that unfortunate mistake there at the beginning, but I definitely believe he's one of the top contenders here, and he's worked his butt off to get here, and he ain't gonna just let it go to waste at the beginning of the race. We got a lap and a half left to go here in stage 1, so we'll see what happens here. I'm just gonna go on down the list. Arkham. What about Jared? Same question. What has he done so far? What could he improved on?
Well, I think he can improve in many things. Obviously he tested the waters, with the pit stop that he did earlier. That didn't really, go to plan. It wasn't successful. So, I think, this first stage for him is just a test run. And I think as we continue on with the second and final stage, I believe he's going to be a driver that's going to be there at the end and compete with these other championship drivers. He always has in every race that I've watched.
Yeah, definitely. And just going down the list right here, as Swish is coming completely just by itself, separated, coming down to turn 4 at the stage win.
Interesting strategy. He's slowing up to let Boots back by.
That is interesting. I think we heard earlier that Boots is 2 laps down. So if he could just keep 1 lap down, that's going to keep Jared 1 lap down. And that's going to give Boots the free pass. And Jared is one of his other playoff contenders.
We'll have to see how it goes, because Jared was the car right behind Boots, so I'm not sure how this is going to all cycle
Stage
out.
1 is over. Stage 1 is over, and Swish is your winner of this first stage here.
In dominating fashion.
Right at your top 3.
Onward and go, Marker.
Swish,
Get what you need
Slide
going.
Job in 88, and then
Ready to dig deep.
Merkel, I believe, at 3rd in the 41. So, Alec, real quick, we're going ahead and ask you, Swish, obviously he's won. He's had a dominant car so far. He's flew out away from everybody. How's his first stage went? So, what do you think his...
Besides his little hiccup at the beginning going to the back, he worked his way back through the field, and he's absolutely motored away. I wasn't sure on his strategy. He didn't stay up too long like Marker. He stayed out just long enough and managed to come right back out into the pack and work his way through them, and just absolutely left the rest of the field. He's got quite the fast car. He's just got to keep up with the adjustments and keep up with the rest of the field, because they're only going to get better. So we'll see what happens on this restart here. I'm not sure how it's going to go with the pack the cars working.
Yep. All right, so it did. So it seems like Jared did get the free pass. As we're starting to go back. So Boots is the only car lap down. So that definitely opens up opportunity for Jared to fix what has happened there. And we're going green here in stage 2. Whose mic is dying? Oracle, are you here? Oracle.
Slides up there right on the switches. They're trying to find a way to pass them. As Merkel goes the inside of Slide and down behind Swish. He's going to clear him, as also Uzi. Uzi almost got below Slide. Looking for something there.
Okay, there we go. Let's fix it. Somewhat.
Merkel was up here low to the back off first push, looking for a hole.
Two non-playoff drivers that happen in the mix.
Trying to have a 4-car breakaway up here.
Alrighty, there we go. Now we've got that fixed. Sorry about that little interruption there from the microphone's been messing up. So, looks like we got a strong 4-car pack right here. Consisting of Swish, Merkel, Slide, and Uzi's 2 playoff drivers.
Like Jared trying to catch that pack, Jared and Mark are trying to catch that pack at that track.
Marker's all over the back of Jared right now. It looks like he might be. Sparkly is pushing, trying to catch his cars up there. So some contenders working together here in this case.
Oh, 52 slow on the turn. And Jared had to back up a little. Oh, he hit the wall.
Uh-oh, in the wall.
Swishes.
That necessarily was not Jared's fault. That car in front of him backed him up a little bit, and he had to brake check it.
That's not good. He's having some tough luck so far.
Merkel, Slide Job, these are all 3 just bunched up on straightaways, and they're wheeling switched back in.
Oh,
whoa!
Uzi got in the apron there.
Look like now they form back together and got a little space. Swish, we'll start to put some
like
car lids on.
Whoa,
Merkel, a while for Slide Job there.
Uzi side.
They got a little touch.
This may not necessarily be bad for Jared, because he may be watching the cars up there, and with all that action going on, he may be saying like, "Ooh, man, they're getting a little rowdy up there. I may have a chance."
Yeah, for sure. It looks like the 88 Slide Job's worked his way up in the second now, and he's starting to look to chase down that 34 Swish.
Looks like the roles reversed between Slide Job and Swish from stage 1 to
definitely
stage
from the
2.
first stage here. Yeah, it's definitely hold on there. Alrighty, so we're gonna have a little, I guess, promotion type here for the league. We're gonna tell you all what this league right here is really about, you know, it offers a lot of good racing. You know, I've raced in this for the first 2 seasons it's been here, and this is, I've been in multiple leagues, and this is by far the best I've been in. Cleanest, best preset league on Xbox, you know, free to join. We don't turn anybody away. We have actually just started a development league that is run by, you know, our very own here commentary, fam here. And he can tell you a little bit about that.
Cloud up the lead.
If he's here. Fam, you here?
Yep.
Alrighty, well, if you wouldn't mind, could you tell us a little bit about the development league that we just got started here for this?
Hold on.
This,
Peter, a lot of people got talking comments here.
And we're the 12-car boosters retired.
Boots is retired. That is not too good for him, you know, but he's not a playoff driver. He's had a good season so far, too.
Barkley Marker just passed Merkel for 4th.
But yeah, back to the
See him,
promotion
you know.
of the league.
Yeah, I was waiting on Fab there. I was going to ask him a little bit. We can come back to him whenever he's ready.
Go ahead. I'm ready.
You
Go
ready
for
now?
It. Yeah.
Alrighty.
I
I just want to
hear you.
ask, you know, a little bit. Yeah, you're fine. Just want to ask a little bit, you know, about the development league, you know, that we've got started here for this league. You know, we don't turn anybody away. If we host tryouts, you know, if somebody wants to join the league, we'll give them a tryout. And even if they don't pass it, we won't turn them away. We'll turn them out to the development league, you know, it's being run here. And so, if it's it'll help you really grow if you're new to this, if you're new to league racing, just new to this game overall. It'll help you grow your skills, you know, just get better at racing overall. But, you know, fam, why don't you just tell a little bit about it, you know, how it's run and stuff.
Alright, so for the development league, I mean, basically we started, it's pretty young. It's in its infancy right now. And then I ended up meeting Slide Job. We started a little bit of talking and ended up joining it too. So anybody that needed some assistance, they could come on down. If there's other people that still need more assistance, we might not race them in our league, but we'll still have them practice so they can get you know, more skills on how to do the tracks and what they need to do in general to become better for themselves. We got a pretty big field. At the highest, at one point, we had like 25 guys. Right now, on average, we've been running about 14 to 17 people a race. We're starting week 3 this week, Friday at Texas. We just ended up running Atlanta, and last week we did Homestead. The points are very tight right now. We got a lot of good drivers. I'd say the top 10 are really, really fast. It's been getting developed pretty nicely. Got a lot of social media platforms now: Facebook, Discord, Twitch, Mixer. Got a lot of drivers that are also involved in the league that are helping out with stats and broadcasts and other things. Pretty nice thing to see, and I'm glad to be a part of the Winston Cup League and going to be racing in it here this coming season, along with many other drivers as well from our development league.
We're definitely glad to hear that. And you know, we have over 60 plus drivers signed up across the Cup, Xfinity, and Truck Series. You know, and the trucks race as of right now. They race on Sundays at 6 p.m. Eastern. Cups on Mondays at 8. Obviously, you know, here they're racing, and then Xfinity on Wednesday at 8. But you know, and this is our last week. You know, this regular season. Last night we crowned a truck champion. Libert 58. So, and tonight we're going to be crowning the Cup, and Wednesday Xfinity, and then after this week, starting next week, next Sunday in the trucks, the preseason races for the season 3 of now, and this is the last week too that this league is going to be called Winston Cup. It's going to be changed the name to Fast Family Racing. After this week, after Wednesday night, that name is going to go into effect. And so we'll be starting the preseason to our season 3, and that's going to be 1 week long. And then right after that, we're going to have 13 weeks of a summer series. And then this fall, that's going to end sometime about in August, around that time. and we're going to start our next 30-week full regular season, and we're coming up this fall. So that's going to be real fun to see and watch. I can't wait for it to start. But just I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna hand it over to Midnight Peak and Arkham here. They can talk a little bit about this league coming up. We're welcoming. You all can go ahead and say, we're welcoming sponsors to come on in and sponsor this league, and you all can just go ahead and say, what else we're really offering here at this in this great league.
This league's awesome. I mean, like, we all have a lot of fun racing with each other. We race each other hard, and we have a lot of fun. At the end of the day, we're all still like friends. We're family. Like, you're not like all upset over the race and everything. We race each other clean. We race with respect. That's the biggest thing I feel like this league. All our respect. And like I said, the 60 plus drivers. I mean, with all that drivers, there's a lot of talent in this league. It is definitely. It challenges you. Like, you can't just be like, alright, I put in like 5 minutes of practice, I'm good. It's like, you put in hours of practice, because everyone here is really fast, and you just have to keep practicing if you want to be competitive. And it's just a really awesome, being a competitive atmosphere like this league, and especially be it, like a family atmosphere too. So I've really enjoyed my time in this league.
Yes, for sure, most definitely. And Arkham, what is your take on this league? You can offer some more insight on the league and what all goes on here.
Well, this league is absolutely amazing, and it's not just the facts that Midnight just said. Talking a little bit about myself here, I am the person that runs the commentary department, so that you can get commentary like we're doing tonight for you guys, for this championship race. And we're always looking for new commentators to come on board. It doesn't matter if you have a good voice or not. Literally all you have to qualify is be able to talk. But it's really amazing because how I joined this league. I was racing in another league, and I just started to see that it was falling apart. There wasn't really any organization to the league. And so, one day, Slide Job, when your championship drivers here tonight, said, hey, I got a league that's up and running, and we're really organized. And I took his offer, and first of all, I was, trying out for the driving section, and I just didn't feel like I would be a good driver at first. So I was like, is there any other position in this league that I could have? And he was like, yeah, I mean, we're looking for commentators. And that's how I got into the commentating business here. This league is amazing. The quality, the family, the friendship in this league is absolutely amazing. And yours truly, starting this preseason and for the summer league, is going to be starting in the truck series. So that'll be exciting to be in.
Yeah, most definitely. We're glad to have you here too. Especially just commentating these races. That fills a big gap in what we need for this league. We appreciate that. We appreciate everybody here right now. They all play big parts in this league. We got drivers in this league. Big people. Everybody here just plays a big part in this league. So,
one of the biggest NASCAR Heat 4 leagues out there too.
Yeah, definitely. Best, cleanest, and probably the biggest precinct. We got well over 400 likes on Facebook. A bunch. Well over 400, 500, I think, even last time I checked, maybe. But we got a YouTube channel. We get tons of views. We're starting to get more and more views. I shouldn't say tons, but we're starting to get more and more views on there, on Twitch, Twitter. We got Twitter. People are posting on there every day, and Instagram's going to be up after this Wednesday. I'm pretty sure. I think at least by next week. And we even got one of our own drivers. Merkel Man. The 41 driving in this race. He has started a dirt series league. It's called Blur Racing League, Blur Dirt Racing League on the Tony Stewart racing game. So that's interesting. If anyone wants to join that, go on ahead and contact him. But everybody's welcome here. We're looking for sponsors currently. Anybody, if you feel free, like you got a small business, and you'd like to get out there a little bit more. We get quite a bit of viewing, and we wouldn't mind having you sponsoring some races, the whole series. And we're welcome to anybody. We'd just like to accept. We'd accept anybody. I mean, any driver, any position, we can fill. We're glad to have.
Yeah, and we definitely want to move big with this series. So, if you're looking, if you're a small company and you're looking to get yourself out there and stuff like that, be sure to contact this league. We'll be happy to sponsor you for a couple of races. Shoot, we'll be happy to name a whole series after you. So, if you're looking for something, a way to get your company out there, by all means, contact the league owner, and we'll get you set up and stuff like that. It would be amazing to help a company grow and stuff like that.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely. But I think that's about enough for the promotion. We might mention a few more things. No, I'm joking. But we're gonna get back to the race now, and it looks like Swish is still in the lead here. He's put a little gap on the second place car of the slide job. It looks like Uzi's trying to push him and help him up back to the lead. But Swish is just he's starting to dominate so far in this race.
Watch out for is look at that 32 car. He's been slowly picking up this entire run. He has not have drafted this entire run. He's been able to keep up with all three of these guys up here drafting each other. So he's coming. It's just something to watch out for.
Yeah, definitely. And then that adjustment he made during the pits there, as we heard from his reporter, has definitely looked like it's helped him. And then the fourth championship driver here, Jared, he's right there from the beginning where he had that little mishap. He's shuffled back. Looks like he's kind of just stayed steady back here, farther back in the back.
Yeah, just watching Jared here, as you mentioned his name, he hasn't really been moving up. He's been, being really steady here, and, maybe that car is not to his liking just yet. It's definitely not showing the speed that he's used to.
Yeah, for sure, but, there's still quite a bit of race left, where I don't even know if we ain't even really halfway through the second stage too much. And we still got a whole big long third stage to go. A lot of miles left to run. So anything can happen here. And we haven't seen a caution yet. So it's been clean, spread out racing. So,
and a lot of things too. The reason why we haven't had really cautions. I mean, look how spread out these cars are. I mean, the only reason to get a caution is if a car runs out of gas or possibly pops a tire. I mean, that's the only two reasons I could see a caution coming out.
Yeah, especially at this time, only place really, as I go back through the pack here, only place I could see a potential one would be right here where you have this little two-car setup. The 52 of Uzi and the 88 of slide job. One of them makes a mishap, or like you said, blows a tire or anything, or something mechanical happens. That could cause one, but they've been racing clean and well together. So it looks like 52 of Uzi's really trying to just help push slide job up to the 34. But looks like that 34 is just so fast right now. He's put a huge gap, and he's got multiple seconds on those drivers there.
The one thing I've heard the drivers talking about is the clean air up front, how much nicer it is to be in clean air, especially this track. Like he can run, or some of you guys can run so much faster up in clean air than they can in draft, just because the car is so tight or loose in the draft that it's unmanageable. Obviously, Swish is taking advantage of this clean air up front.
Yeah, for sure. What's our laps like? Coming to 22 laps. Alrighty.
Pit window is definitely open.
Yeah, sorry there.
Yeah, for sure. Alec, running in this stage, we saw how the pit strategies played last time. What do you think some pit strategies may be? Seeing what happened last time, where Jared and Marker, stayed out or pitted early. How do you think that could play out this stage?
Well, with how the stages line up to be basically the same for the first and second stage, they really showed their hands what they're planning to do in that first stage. So now it's going to be basically who blinks first. They're all going to be waiting to see who gets on pit road first. And once that happens, the floodgates should open and everybody will get on pit road. But everybody's going to stay out until the first person pits.
Yeah, for sure. And, you know, definitely seeing the separation of what happened there in the first stage. That could definitely, like you said, you know, the leader pits, that could definitely just open it up, and everybody else follows in right behind him. So we'll see what happens there with that thing.
You think we might see some short pitting to be able to get back up, like for example, it's Elijah up here trying to get back up and switch his draft or something so he can maybe hold on to it this time.
Yeah, definitely, that could for sure happen, but it really just, I guess, depends. You know, they saw what happened with Jared when he short pitted. You know, it worked for the most part until later on, and then where his tires just died. He couldn't handle his car too much. But, you know, some of these cars are definitely set up different, so some of these drivers may be able to handle it and keep that speed through the long run. So, again, it's just interesting. We'll see how it plays out. I say a bunch of these drivers, though, on different strategies.
Yeah, with about 20 to go, too. They could pit now and definitely make it to the end pretty easily. It's just being clean the whole time and not losing any speed.
Well, you say that, Alec. Doesn't it seem like some of these drivers, you know, are taking a little bit longer to pit? Because I think in the first stage, didn't they pit a little bit earlier than they are now?
Yeah, I think they learned after that first stage, seeing how far Swish and Marco ran into the run. They didn't have to pit as early as they did, as long as they kept the cars clean. And the only time they really were burning off their tires was on the restart. And once they got into the rhythm, like right now, you shouldn't be wearing your tires out too much at all. So they can probably go a little longer into this one than within the first stage.
Yep, definitely, for sure. And
I think Jared might be pitting this time. He's gotten to the lower line of the track, unless he's just using it.
Team Swish pits
Swish. Swish is coming in.
We got reports that 32's coming down this time. He got in the wall a little bit coming out of
Here we go. I think Jared's coming down pit road too. Yeah, he is.
Yep, he's
oh,
definitely...
no, he didn't. He sped a little bit too much. He's not pitting.
Yep, that could be. That there could have been a big mistake. You know, I don't know. Was he just trying to? He go in a little bit too fast, or what
yeah,
happened?
he tried to get into pit road. He was carrying a little bit too much speed, and at the last second, he jerked the car to keep it on the track.
Yeah, that there can definitely be a costly mistake. We'll see how much that really affects him, though, where he was that far behind. But, yeah, you know, Alec, you was right. You know, the 34 come down pit road, and that really opened up. You saw Slide Job and Marker and Jared, who attempted to follow the playoff drivers. But it looked like, I don't think any of the non-playoff drivers really come down pit road.
Uzi waited one more
now
lap.
you got 50, yep. 52 of Uzi.
Jared is now coming down pit road. Yeah.
It really was Swish was on the catbird seat. The second he pitted, everybody else was far enough back that they couldn't make this decision to go with him. They got the second spot.
Yeah.
So now my question is here, does that really hurt Jared, or does that give him a little bit of an advantage since he's going to come out with the fresher tires than, you know, Slide Job, like maybe a lap difference or so, maybe a half a lap difference?
See, I feel like Jared learned that from his first stop in stage 1. He pitted early that stage. So I think now that he realizes that tires are going to be the king, that's why he's staying out a little bit longer this time around.
Yeah, for sure.
Switches one,
I don't know though. We'll see. I don't know how much that mistake's really going to affect him too much, I guess, but we'll just see what happens. But it looks like Swish come out with a pretty good gap on Slide Job and the 32.
That was an impressive pit stop for the 34 car.
The 32 had a little bit of damage that he had to fix. So that's the reason for him falling so far back.
Yeah. Yeah, that can definitely affect the pit stop.
Jerry actually came out ahead of the 32. Did 32 have a problem down the road or something?
The
Jared
32
didn't
was a
see
little
it too much.
contact with the wall coming in the pit road still.
Oh, yeah. 10 of tail is the leader at the moment.
Team Swish is running qualifying laps out of the pits. This is scary for the rest of the field.
Yeah, definitely for sure. Having that fast car, he's been dominant though this whole time. It looks like the current leader 10 of Tev is going to be coming down this time, and there he is going down pit road. 43 of Merkel
What's that,
still
Nick?
has not hit. Or, not the 43, the 41. My bad.
Looks like the closest two cars on the track, honestly, are second, third place drivers. Like y'all and Lucy. Besides that, everyone's just all over the place. Like, so spread out.
Yep, for sure. And we're going to go back down, I guess, and get a little mid-stage, just ask some of these commentators, about their drivers. Saxy, what is, so far, how has Slide Job's race been? This second stage.
I would definitely say it right now has been better than the first. Just because Tennessee did not get a good pitch from GN last time. This time it looks like he's actually getting a decent one in. He's been able to run up front the entire stage that I've seen. So I'm definitely saying he's still in.
Yep, for sure. And Libert, what about Marker there? What's happened? What's been happening? Going on with him this stage so far. Libert, you got us. Arkham, we'll go ahead and move down to you while he's figuring out what's going on. Arkham, what's been going on with Jared so far? How's his race been going?
Well, definitely, he wished he had, some better luck right now. He wished he had the button to say, hey, I want to be the fastest playoff driver out here, but, it's been a little bit better than the first stage, but it's still not been great. He's at least keeping steady speed, I should say.
Yeah, definitely. And then, Alec, Swish, out here, obviously. I don't know if there's still a non-playoff car who hasn't pitted yet, but he's going to cycle back out to the lead, either way. So, he's had a fast car, been dominant. Just give us a little summary, what's been going on with him.
He's been across the field today. I'm quite impressed. The lone Mustang in the championship 4, and he's putting it to him right now. We just had some entertaining radio come out of the 34 car asking how the championship points work. He was worried he had to win to win the championship, and they explained to him that it's whoever finishes ahead of the other ones wins. So he's fine with it. He was thinking he was going to win anyways, but he's learning on the job.
Yeah, definitely for sure. Let's go back to Liberty. You got us yet, or?
Yeah.
Alrighty, so just kind of give us a little summary. Mid stage, how's Marker been doing so far, and what's been going on with him?
Well, stage 1, as you guys know, he struggled a little bit. The car wasn't quite there. He made some adjustments, and as you can see, stage 2, he's up in the top 5 right now. I believe he might even be the 4th place car, but I'm getting where he is the 5th place car. So he's got word his car is a lot better, even though he's made a little bit of contact with the wall here and there. He just got to get up to that draft with those front cars to get up there and really contend with it.
Yeah, definitely. As we're winding down the laps here in stage 2. It's honestly, I say the way he's going to get there by the end of this stage, only way probably be a caution, or I guess everybody's engine blows up, but obviously the chances that's unlikely. But, so let's go on ahead and let's ask real quick. Midnight Peak, what's been going on? Your point of view. How's your perspective of the race been so far through stage 2?
I think it's been interesting. We saw Swish really dominate again. He really saw the stage on how powerful that Clean Air is. Because Swish was behind Sajid for the longest time, and as soon as he got into that Clean Air, he was gone. I mean, So I'm curious to see Sparkly. He seems to have a fast car there, that middle section, that stage. So I'm curious to see if Marker gets in that clean air, what will happen there. Be an interesting third stage for sure.
Yeah, definitely. You know, we're going to go back to the pack a little bit here. And it looks like Marker and Jared has kind of starting to catch up with each other a little bit. You know, maybe they they may even by the end of this stage, if they get together, they could probably draft together, maybe catch slide job and Uzi up ahead of them there. But I don't know if there's enough time, or if they can get around this place fast enough, especially this late in the run, to catch them. But they might be able to battle out here for the third place here of this stage, and see if they can get a little better track position going into the
Well, actually, you know, Marker was in front of Jared, and then, Jared was in front of Marker, and then Marker passed Jared. So right now, Jared's trying to play the catch-up game here at Indianapolis.
Yeah, for sure. And what's lap counting? Just confirm Swish is in the lead, or? Swish is in the lead, ain't he?
Yep. Yeah, I believe Swish is on.
So he hasn't pitted yet. Okay. 41 of Merkel has not pitted yet. That's interesting. So he's kind of playing. So he's playing kind of a strategy, you know, that Marker may have been playing, you know, that last stage. Maybe he's staying out, you know, trying to run and hope on a caution or something, and he can retain that lead here. So
we have a lap time. He might be trying
think
to
it's
run it
possible
long
to
enough
save?
that he'll take 2 and maybe get some track position, or take 4 and then take 2 at the end of the stage. He might be trying to play a tire game for the final stage.
yeah, for sure. You know, these non-playoff drivers, you know, after pulling these different strategies, you know, trying to win this race, that could shake up this playoff field quite a bit. Especially going to this last stage, you know, if they can get together and race a little bit. Swish, he's just absolutely, he's almost in another zip code right now from Slide Job, who's the closest playoff driver. You know,
he's not even in Indianapolis anymore. He's in Atlanta.
Yeah, I know it. For sure. Now Swish is coming down right now through the start finish and then turn 1, and Slide Job just now got on the back stretch. So
I think he's carrying a lot of momentum. He was in that must-win at Michigan and pulled it off, and he was fast there. And I think it boosted his confidence quite a lot for this final race. I think he likes Indianapolis.
yeah, for sure, definitely. Kind of 2 similar tracks if you think about it. You know, 2-mile tracks, both, and you know, high speeds. All 2. You get pretty much 200 at both of them, especially in the draft. So it's definitely, it seems like it's definitely his playing field where he likes to be, especially as of recently.
I think driver radio is hand starting to hurt. It's quite a long race we got right now.
Oh yeah, this is the longest race that these Cup drivers has raced this year. It's definitely putting them to the test here. You know, we would have already been done and over usually with these Cup races by now, but
I got a question